The awakening. The stars above Titan shimmered like shattered glass, refracting through Saturn's amber haze. Beyond the mining outpost of Erebus Station, silence reigned, the kind of silence only deep space could hold, thick and absolute. Dr. Kael, a xenobiologist turned prospector, had grown used to that silence. He'd come to Titan chasing a legend, not for gold, not for fame, but for something whispered about in the oldest spacefaring archives, the demon goddess of the rift. The myth said she wasn't a god at all, but an entity older than time. A consciousness woven into dark matter itself, bound to grant any wish to the one who could find her tomb beneath the methane seas. Most called it nonsense. Kael called it hope. He'd lost his wife Lyra 3 years prior, not to war, not to age, but to a cosmic accident. Her ship had vanished during a quantum jump. The fragments recovered afterward were distorted in ways that broke every law of physics. It was as if the universe itself had torn her apart. And so Kael searched for a way to defy the universe in return. The outpost lights flickered as he adjusted his exosuit. The methane storms outside howled, battering against the dome. Deep beneath Titan's frozen crust, sensors had detected something unnatural. A vast cavern, radiating energy signatures that matched no known source. "Erebus control," he said into his comms, voice tight. "I'm going in. If I lose signal, don't wait up." Static replied, then silence. Kael descended into the crevasse, a slow crawl through black ice and luminescent vapors. Each meter deeper felt like stepping into another epoch. The readings spiked. Gamma bursts, gravitational fluctuations, molecular distortions. And then he saw it. A monolith, smooth as obsidian, etched with symbols that twisted when looked at. They pulsed with violet light, rhythmic, alive. In the center, a hollow chamber. Floating inside, a sphere of liquid darkness. It spoke, not with sound, but directly into his mind. Mortal hands should not reach where stars are born. Kael froze, heart hammering. "You're real. I am all that was cast aside when creation took form," the voice said. "They called me demon. I called myself truth." He swallowed hard. "You're the demon goddess. A name carved by fear. Yet you, little human, are not afraid." "I came for a wish," Kael said. "They say you can grant anything." The air trembled. "Anything, but not without cost. What do you seek?" "My wife," Kael whispered. "Bring her back." For a long electric silence, the void within the sphere pulsed. "Your wish is granted." The sphere cracked, and the world imploded. To the return. Kael woke in his quarters, gasping for breath. The hum of the life support system sounded painfully normal. He looked around. Tools, instruments, the faint smell of recycled air. Had it all been a dream? Then he heard it. A soft laugh, a familiar one. Lyra stood by the viewport, her reflection shimmering against Saturn's pale rings. She turned, smiling. "You look like you've seen a ghost." Kael stumbled forward, unable to speak. She was exactly as he remembered. The same auburn hair, the same green eyes that had watched him build his first telescope as a child. "Lyra, how?" "I don't know," she said. "One moment I was in the jump corridor, everything turned white, and then I was here." Kael held her, tears breaking free. For that one moment he didn't care how. But the universe did. In the following days, Lyra began to change. At first it was small things. Her reflection lagged behind her movements. Her eyes, under low light, shimmered violet. And sometimes when she spoke, there was another voice behind hers. "Kael," she said one night, "do you ever feel like something's watching us?" "Out here." "Always," he said, half joking. No, she said, voice trembling. I mean inside me. Then she screamed, a sound that cut through the station's metal walls like radiation through flesh. Kael rushed to her, only to see her shadow moving independently. It whispered in the same voice that had once spoken to him in the cavern. You wished for her return. But she was not yours to command. Kael stared in horror. What are you doing to her? She is alive because of me. Her atoms were scattered across dimensions. To weave them back, I had to fill what was missing. With myself. He understood then. The demon goddess hadn't resurrected Lyra. She had inhabited her. Let her go, he shouted. You asked for her life, the voice hissed. Would you rather she die again? Lyra's body convulsed, torn between two entities, one human, one cosmic. And somewhere inside her, the demon goddess laughed. 3. The bargain. For weeks, Kael fought to understand what he'd unleashed. The outpost's AI unit Sigma analyzed Lyra's condition but found no biological anomaly. Only the energy readings, those defied explanation. Analysis inconclusive, Sigma droned. Subject radiates quantum noise at an unmeasurable frequency. Meaning? Kael asked. Meaning, Sigma replied. She is not fully here. Kael began recording her episodes. Times when her voice changed, when shadows bent around her. Between each possession, Lyra wept. She's inside me, Kael, she said. When I sleep, I see her memories. Planets burning. Stars collapsing. She's not evil, just old. So old she's forgotten how to be anything else. Kael realized the goddess was more than a being. She was a fragment of creation itself. To her, humans were insects playing with cosmic fire. Still, he couldn't give up on Lyra. One night, as the storm raged outside, Kael entered the communication chamber, the same room where he'd first contacted the goddess. He activated the alien shard he'd taken from the cavern. It glowed, sensing him. I want to speak to you, he said aloud. We need to talk. The air warped. Reality folded inward, and she appeared. Not physically, but as a shimmering silhouette formed from gravity and light. You risk much calling me again, mortal. You're killing her, Kael said. You said anything could be granted. I want her back. Fully without you inside. The shadow regarded him. And what will you give in return? Take me, Kael said. Use me instead. Pause, long, deliberate. A noble offer, but useless. Your body would burn. Her mind, however, has adapted. She is my anchor to your dimension. Then unbind yourself. There must be another way. There is one. But it is not mercy you will find. What is it? The rift, where I was imprisoned. Its heart contains a mirror of existence. If you enter it, you may rewrite her fate. But to do so, you must sacrifice what you love most. Kael's chest tightened. You mean her? No, she whispered. Your wish. He understood. The only way to free Lyra was to undo the wish. Erase everything that had brought her back. For the rift. Kael and Lyra traveled across the methane plains in a two-person skimmer. The coordinates given by the goddess led to a region where Titan's crust fractured into deep black fissures, glowing faintly from within. At the center stood a chasm, the rift of Ereshka, a wound in reality. The readings went off every scale. Lyra trembled beside him. She's awake, she said. She doesn't want us here. Kael held her hand. We finish this. Together. As they approached, gravity twisted. The stars bent around the rift like liquid. Whispers filled the air. Countless voices overlapping, languages older than time. Then the goddess manifested again, vast and terrible, filling the sky. You came to unmake what was given. Kael nodded. Yes. Then step into the rift, mortal. Speak your wish anew. But know this, once spoken it cannot be undone. Lyra clutched his arm. Kael, if you do this, I'll disappear. He looked at her, at the woman who had once been his everything. You already died once. I can't let you suffer for my selfishness. Tears glimmered in her eyes. I'd rather live half a life with you than none at all. He kissed her gently. And I'd rather set you free. Then he stepped into the rift. The mirror of existence inside the rift. Time did not flow, it folded. Kael stood in a void of infinite reflections, each showing a different version of himself. Grieving, mad, triumphant, broken. In the center hovered a mirror made of starlight. The goddess's voice echoed all around. Speak your wish. Kael stared at his reflection, a man hollowed out by loss, driven by obsession. I wish, he said slowly, that I had never asked for her return. The mirror cracked. The universe screamed. Every reflection of Kael fractured, shattering into endless realities. He felt his memories twisting, timelines erasing themselves. The last thing he saw was Lyra's face, smiling, fading into light. And then nothing. 6. The aftermath. Kael awoke in a different place. The same Titan sky above him, but no Lyra. No Erebus station. Only ruins half buried in ice. He stumbled to his feet, disoriented. His suit's AI flickered to life. User identity confirmed. Dr. Kael Rin, Mission Log 01. Status: Initial excavation of unknown site. He blinked. Initial excavation. That couldn't be right. He checked his data logs. There were no entries beyond the first day of his mission. No records of the demon goddess. No sign Lyra had ever been there. Had it all been erased? He looked around and saw the same monolith he'd once entered. Cracked open, dormant. But this time it was silent. As he approached, a faint hum rose from within. A whisper brushed against his thoughts. We are bound, you and I. Kael froze. No. It's over. Nothing ends, the voice said softly. You gave up your wish, not your soul. He clenched his fists. What do you want from me? To remember, she said. To tell them I was here. That once, the gods made a promise, and a man dared to refuse. Her presence faded, leaving only silence. Kael gazed up at the swirling sky. He didn't know if he'd undone reality or merely rewritten it. But somewhere, across dimensions, he hoped there was a version of Lyra who still lived, free of all this. He whispered her name one last time, and the wind carried it away. 7. The new beginning. Months later, the Earth Federation received Kael's transmission. It was garbled, almost indecipherable, filled with corrupted coordinates and fragments of data about dark consciousness and dimensional inversion. They dismissed it as cosmic interference, until another transmission came through, automated, repeating one line over and over. Do not wish upon the rift. The goddess listens. The message spread across the colonies, becoming the seed of a new myth. And with every retelling, the story changed. Sometimes Kael was the hero who defied a demon, sometimes the fool who doomed himself to eternity. But in the void beyond Saturn's rings, deep within the fracture where space still shimmered violet, a faint heartbeat echoed. It was neither human nor divine, something in between. A whisper, promise, waiting. He wished to undo love. Now love will undo him. And in the frozen reflection of the rift, Kael's face appeared again, eyes glowing faintly violet, a shadow smiling behind them. The cycle had begun anew,